Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy AR Legends, and today I'm back and I am doing What If Naruto Was a Silent Prodigy Part 2. First of all, I would like you guys to hit the subscribe button. That will help me a lot. And I like to thank all of you guys for 800 subscribers. That means a lot to me. So now let's get into this video. Last time we left off when Naruto easily passed graduation exam and became the rookie of the year, and when Sasuke challenged Naruto for the title, Naruto destroyed him and humiliated him in front of whole class as everyone started to laugh. As after that, Naruto went with Ino and Shikamaru and Choji to the Ichiraku ramen. And that was the last part. So now let's get into this part. After the Ichiraku ramen, Naruto and Ino were walking in the village as Naruto noticed that Ino's hand was touching his hand. As Naruto smiled, as he knew that Ino had a big crush on him for a long time, as he just grabbed Ino's hand, who started to blush, same like Hinata. As Naruto blushed a little as well, but he was still talking with her like nothing happened. As she smiled and started to talk back. So now we cut back to the next day when the teams are going to select, and this time Team 7 will consist of Sasuke Uchiha, Choji and Sakura Haruno, and Team 10 will be Naruto Uzumaki as Ino Yamanaka, and after that Shikamaru Nara, and their team leader was Asuma. As all of them were quite happy about it, even though Shikamaru was a bit sad that Choji was not in his team, but Naruto was still good because all of them were quite good friends with each other. As now we cut back as the Asuma came and took his team with him and said to the training ground and said, okay guys, I don't like to have the Ganin squad. It was just Lord Third who wanted me to have one. So I don't like people like you. So I will take only one of you as my apprentice. So you guys just have to decide which one it will be. Because I don't want to train you Ganins. As he saw that all three of them were just looking at him. As Asuma said, well, now I'm going to the village. You guys have time to decide who is going to be my apprentice. And others, they can just go back to the academy. As after saying that, he left the training ground as Naruto sighs and said, well, quite stupid of him to think that we can be trapped in such a lie. As Ino said, yeah, we know that. It team consists of 3-man squad and a Jonin sensei. And it is clearly a lie, as Shikamaru said, troublesome. As he started to watch the clouds, as Naruto sighs and said, okay guys, now what's the plan? And they decided to make a plan. After some time, Asuma came and he was surprised to see that all of them were just talking with each other and eating some rice, and he was expecting that all of them fighting with each other and one or two of them on the ground heavily damaged. And he sighs and said, well, it seems that this team is a little different. And he went there and said, so you guys have decided who will be my apprentice? Naruto stood up and said, sorry Asuma sensei, but you know, we are a team and we cannot left behind a single person of our team. So we have decided that all of us are going to pass and you are going to teach all of us. As Asuma chuckled and said, sorry, but as I said before, I will not teach all of you. Only one of you can become my apprentice. So decided quickly. As Naruto said, if you won't pass us, we will force you. As Asuma said, oh really? Then force me to pass you guys. As Naruto smirked. Then Asuma saw that a shadow was dashing towards him with incredible speed, and Asuma tried to dodge it and he started to move back. Then he saw that several kunais were coming towards him from the back. As he sidestepped all the kunais and was able to dodge all of them, but he saw that a kunai had an explosive tag, so He did the thing what was best and jumped out of the area of explosion. As now he was in the air, as he sighed and said, "This team seems to be good." Then he saw Naruto, who was smirking, who quickly made hand signs and said, "Fire style, great fireball jutsu." As Asuma said, "It seems that we have a promising Ganin." As the big fireball was dashing toward Asuma, Asuma smirked and replaced himself with the log. But Naruto was able to see him. Then he quickly made hand signs and said, "Wind style, wind bullets." As now wind bullets dashes towards Asuma, who was able to dodge all of them. But some of them were about to hit him, but he replaced himself once again, and he was surprised that this kid is this good. As Naruto nodded at Ino, and Naruto engaged in a taijutsu battle with Asuma. Asuma was surprised to see that how good Naruto taijutsu was, as Naruto punched Asuma on his face, as sending him flying as towards a tree. Because of the shadow of the tree, Shikamaru got the chance what he wanted, as his shadows became even more powerful and dashes towards Asuma and were able to grab him on his place, as it was shadow paralysis. As Asuma was not able to move, then Naruto said, "Okay, Asuma sensei, now we will transfer your mind." Ino will use her mind transfer jutsu, and then she will go to the Hokage office and told him that you have passed all the team, and then we will be passed, or it could be even worse. We could use your body as and go to the Kuronai sensei, as you can misbehave with her and then you can just broke up with her. It is also possible, Asuma sensei. And Asuma was sweating at this, as these kids are planning his breakup with Kuronai, and said, "No, no, Naruto, you guys pass." As he was now panicking, as everyone started to laugh, and Shikamaru released his shadow paralysis, as Asuma sighs and said, "Well, you guys were kidding about that, right?" As Naruto looked towards him with an evil grin. "Maybe, or maybe not, Asuma sensei." As Asuma had a shiver on his vein and started to laugh nervously, as now Team 10 was formed finally. As Naruto suggested the idea of training of 1 month period rather than doing this stupid D-rank mission, as Asuma was more serious than Kakashi in training his team, who only taught them tree walking. So he decided to take his team on a training trip, as he took permission from the third Hokage, as he agreed to this, that this team can be trained for 1 month, as after that they can have C rank missions rather than D ranks, as all of them nodded and they decided to train. In this time, Asuma saw that Naruto was holding back a lot. He was most shocked when he saw the destruction seals on his body, the gravity seals, and not only that, it was of the level 5 times gravity, and he was able to move so fast, as he was surprised at that. One day, Asuma said, "Naruto, come with me," as they go to a different area. Then he said, "Okay, Naruto, I want to see how strong you actually are, so fight me with all on." As Naruto smiled and said, "Okay, Asuma sensei, just remember you asked for it." As Naruto released his gravity seals, and he said, "Alright," as both of them dashes towards each other, as Asuma pick up his kunais with wind chakra, as Naruto pull out his sword and engulf it with wind chakra as well, and now they were clashing with their weapons. After some time, it was clear that Naruto was winning because he had a great practice with his sword, even though Asuma was using his kunais for a long time, but Naruto had quite some tricks on his sleeves which were catching him off guard. So he made some distance between himself and Naruto and said, "Alright, now it's Taijutsu," as he dashes towards Naruto, but quickly saw that he was outclassed in speed, as Naruto's speed seems to be out of this world, as 5 times gravity seals, and he was training for a long time. As Naruto jumped up in the air and said wind style, wind bullets, as wind bullets dashes towards Asuma. Asuma replaces himself with the log. Then he saw that Naruto was already behind him, and Naruto kicked him so hard on his face which sent him flying. As Asuma was able to catch himself, then he saw that two of the clones were on the underground, pick up which picked his leg and dragged him to the ground, as it was Headhunter Jutsu. As Naruto came and said, "Well, Asuma sensei, now what?" As Asuma smirked and replaces himself with the log once again, Naruto sighs and said, "This again?" As Asuma came with a kick, but Naruto easily dodged it and started to make hand signs and said, "Fire style, Fire Phoenix Jutsu," as the small fireballs dashes toward Asuma. Asuma tried to dodge them, but some of them hit him as he was damaged. Then Naruto sighs and said, "Alright, lightning style, lightning bullets," as lightning bullets dashes towards Asuma, electrocuting him, as Naruto appeared in front of him with his sword to his neck and said, "Okay, Asuma sensei, it seems that I won." Asuma was surprised. No, he was out of words, and he said, "Naruto." And that's the only word that he can say after saying that he got knocked out. As Naruto took him to the hospital, as third Hokage also came there to see how his son was actually doing, but he was surprised when he heard that Naruto beat him up, as he started to smile and said, "Well, that kid is something special, right?" As Asuma smiled and said, "Well, it seems that he is a big prodigy after all." As Hiruzen smiled and left the hospital. For the 1 month, Naruto took over all the training and saw that Ino's affinity was lightning, so he taught her lightning bolt, as it was the balls of lightnings which dashes towards the opponent, electrocuting him, and also taught her Shadow Clones Jutsu, which helped her quite a lot because of her mind transfer jutsu. And Naruto also teaches Shikamaru the Shadow Clones, and his affinity was fire, so Naruto teaches him the Great Fireball Jutsu, which he learns quite quickly. And now 1 month training periods end. Naruto also put the gravity seals on both of them, though it was of only level 1. And Naruto also put the gravity seals on Asuma to increase his speed, and it was of level 2, and Naruto was on level 5. As finally 1 month training periods ends, as all of them went to the Hokage office to ask for a high ranking mission. So Hokage was about to give them a mission, then a dog appeared on his office with a scroll. As Hokage opened the scroll and sighed and said, "Well, it seems that the C rank mission I sent on Kakashi's team turned out to be a B rank and a low A rank mission. So you guys will help Kakashi on this mission." As all of them nodded and took the scroll and went towards the wave country. In the meantime, Kakashi was trapped in the water prison, and Sasuke was getting beaten up by Zabuza senseless, and Choji was already knocked out, and Sakura was shivering in fear. You know, Sakura being useless, as Sasuke was having a lot of trouble as he was getting beaten up senseless. As Zabuza said, "Alright, it's time for me to get rid of this Uchiha trash," as he lifted up his sword about to finish Sasuke off. Then he heard wind slash, as he saw that a wind slash came towards him and cut him in half. as it was a water clone, of course, as Zabuza was still trapping Kakashi. As Zabuza saw that both of his water clones were cut in half, then he saw that a kid landed in front of him, as it was Naruto. With smirk, as Zabuza said, "Huh, another Ganin? It seems that your backup consists of only Ganins." And then he saw that Asuma and his team landed. As Zabuza said, "Damn it, they call for backup." As Naruto says, look towards Kakashi, who seems to be not in quite good condition, being in water prison and all. And Naruto said, "Alright." As he looked towards Ino, who nodded and made hand signs and said, "Lightning style, lightning bolt." As lightning bolts dashes towards Zabuza. Zabuza had no choice but to remove his hand and dodge it, but he was sure that these lightning bolts will hurt Kakashi, and Naruto vanished from all of their sight and appeared in front of Kakashi and used body flicker and get out of the side. And Zabuza was surprised, and now all the water started to get electrocuted, and Zabuza had to move even more backward as Naruto put Kakashi on the ground, and Kakashi thanked Naruto. Then Asuma said, "Alright, I'll handle him." But before he can make any move, Naruto vanished from all of their sides and appeared in front of Zabuza and said, "Alright Zabuza, it seems that you are a swordsman, so mind using swords against me?" As Naruto unsheathed his katana, as he said, "Alright," as he dashes towards Zabuza. Zabuza thought that he was just a Ganin and tried to finish him off with a single attack, but Naruto easily dodged his sword and appeared in front of him and smirked, and with a single slash of his sword, which was engulfed in wind chakra, there was a big slash on Zabuza's body and blood was leaking, as Zabuza screamed in pain and said, "You little brat," as he made hand signs for the water dragon, which dashes towards Naruto. Naruto also made the same hand signs and the water dragon appears behind him, as both of the water dragons cut each other off. As Asuma was surprised that because it was the fourth nature that Naruto used, even he did not knew that Naruto had water as well. As Naruto quickly made hand signs and said, "Five-star grid fireball jutsu," as the fireball dashes towards Zabuza, who was able to somewhat dodge it. As Naruto quickly made hand signs once again and said, "Lightning style, lightning stream," as lightning stream finally hits Zabuza and electrocuted him a lot, as Zabuza was now on the ground. Naruto was about to finish him off, then Haku came and did the same thing and took Zabuza. Nothing special there. Even though Naruto had little suspicion about Haku, but for now he just shrugged it off because Kakashi got knocked out. In this time, Kakashi and his team was looking at Naruto in pure amazement as he was attacking Zabuza using jutsu casually, as if this jutsu did not even scratch the surface of his chakra reserves. And all of them were amazed. Sasuke was the one who was most angry at this, now knowing that the dope has become even more strong, as he sees his deeds in anger. But now they have to go to Tazuna house, as all things goes the same. For the training, all of them figured out that Zabuza was still alive and the Ambu was subordinate, was a companion of Zabuza, so he just took it, and all of them decided to train. Sasuke still teaches his team chakra control, as Naruto sighed and said, "Well, Asuma sensei, it seems that Kakashi took his team on a A-rank mission without even teaching them proper chakra control." As Asuma started to laugh, as Kakashi had his head on the ground in shame. As he said, "Well, Naruto, I prefer teamwork exercises. They don't have quite good teamwork." As Naruto sighs and said, "Well, I can understand The almighty Uchiha won't like to work with other peoples after all, as Sasuke looked towards Naruto in anger. What was that, you dope? As Naruto started to laugh and said, well, last time I remember, I was the rookie of the year and I beat up a little Uchiha and who tried to attack me. As Sasuke knew that it was true, but he seized his tears in anger and said, whatever, and started to do what he was doing, chakra control, as Naruto took his team. As they decided to just time pass, as Naruto took Ino on a little date to the wave country, and they were having fun, but they were still keeping an eye on the people there, and they were quite shocked to see how bad condition the wave was in, as they felt sorry for that and they knew that Gato was responsible for that. As Naruto said, I have made my mind. I will kill that Gato guy myself, as he's the one who has put all of these people in pure suffering. As Ino said, I know Naruto, he will suffer and we will teach him a lesson. As Naruto said, yeah. And all the things go the same. Now we cut back to the bridge, as Naruto asked Tazuna if he can help, as Tazuna looked towards Naruto and said, well, more than merrier, kid. As Naruto, as he was thinking that, what can a kid 12 years old can do, as Naruto smiled and made a hand sign and said, Shadow Clone Jutsu, as the next thing they saw was 200 Shadow Clones in the place, as Tazuna had his jaw on the ground, as he said, what? And but he just shrugged it off because he thought that shinobi do these weird things, as all the Shadow Clones decided to work on the bridge. On the next day, Zabuza came and it was the final battle between Team 10, Team 7 versus Zabuza. As then Zabuza came and mist rolled everywhere, as Naruto said, alright guys, they are here. This time Naruto was not late and was on the bridge. As Zabuza arrived, and he just wanted to get rid of Tazuna and get rid of this mission as early as possible. So he attacked Tazuna, but Tazuna was heavily guarded by these shinobis, as Zabuza appeared and tried to do a slash of his sword, but Naruto appeared in front of him, blocking the sword and said, well, Zabuza, your luck ran out, as Naruto made hand signs and said, wind style, great breakthrough, as all the mist was just blown away because of the wind. As Zabuza said, damn it, I hate wind users, as Naruto looked towards him and said, ready for a round 2? As Zabuza said, you little brat, I will destroy you, as he made clones who dashes towards Naruto. Naruto said, these against, as with a single slash of his sword, all the clones got dispersed. Then, what was his name again? Asuma. And Kakashi said, okay Naruto, you deal with the other guy. We shall handle him. As Naruto nodded, as Haku appeared in front of Naruto, trying to deliver a punch, but Naruto easily dodged the punch and grabbed his hand and started to spin him around and released him towards the other part against Tazuna, in far from Tazuna. Then Naruto said, alright, I shall handle this guy, as Haku appeared and made water needles who dashes towards Naruto. Naruto easily dodged all of them. Then Haku engaged in a taijutsu battle, but soon realized that he was no match again in a taijutsu against Naruto, as Naruto punched him so hard which sent him flying. As Haku said, this guy seems good, as he made hand signs, and finally the ice mirror dome appeared, as Naruto was trapped inside of it. As Naruto looked everywhere to saw the reflections of Haku in every mirror, as Naruto was surprised, as when Haku started to attack Naruto, Naruto saw that his speed has increased a lot, as some of the Sambon needles hit Naruto. As Naruto said, alright, as he made hand sign and released all of his gravity shields. And Naruto said, now I'm at my full speed. Let's see what you got, you ice user. As Naruto was easily dodging his Senbei needles as Haku got frustrated. How are you dodging these? As Haku screamed, Naruto smiled and said, you just have to find out, you ice user. As Haku had enough and he started to move even more faster and faster. Naruto said, well, this can't be keep up for long, and he was about to destroy the mirrors. Then he saw that a person just jumped into the mirrors. Naruto looked back to see Sasuke, who was smirking arrogantly. Naruto said, what are you doing here, Sasuke? And Sasuke said, well, I figured a dope like you would need a help of an elite Uchiha. Naruto said, you damn it, you arrogant Uchiha. And then next thing he saw, several Senbei needles hit Sasuke and just knocked him out that easily. Naruto said, well, that was a lot of help, because he could see that these Senbei needles did not kill him. Naruto said, alright, that's enough. He made a shadow clone. Then both of them started to make hand signs. Naruto said, fire style, great fireball jutsu. As the and other clones said, wind style, great breakthrough. As both of these attack combines each other, destroying Haku's mirror, and Haku was sent flying towards Zabuza. And next thing he saw that a Chidori phase through was about to hit Zabuza as he moved in incredible speed and appeared in front of the Chidori and died because of the Kakashi's attack. As all of them was shocked to see that, as Zabuza did the same thing and said the same thing about Haku, that he was the tool and he used him. And then Naruto still did his Takono Jutsu, because you guys know we can't have a Naruto without a Takono Jutsu. That is the most OP jutsu in the whole Naruto series, and made Zabuza good. And Zabuza just massacred as the Gato appears, and Zabuza just massacred all those people. And finally it was only left Gato, and Zabuza finally finished him off as well. As the wave people still came there to listen to the Takono Jutsu of Naruto, as all of them were there to get rid of Gato, and all of them were quite happy that Gato is now finally dead. As Sasuke was still unconscious, as Sakura was now crying over his body as she thought that Sasuke was dead. And then she looked towards Naruto in anger and started to attack him. Naruto easily dodged her punch. Then Naruto grabbed her from her throat and said, listen, Sakura, you piece of trash. Sasuke is alive, he's just unconscious, so get over it. As Sakura looked towards Naruto in anger and said, you demon, it's your fault Sasuke-kun is hurt. As Naruto said, just shut up, you trash. Just as I said, if you guys were strong, we would never had to come here. And it is your fault, and it is his fault for entering the mirrors itself. I was about to destroy them, so just relax already. As he slammed Sakura onto the ground, not much hard, just to get rid of her. As she said, you demon. As she just got knocked out as well. Naruto sighs and said, well, Kakashi sensei, you might have to teach your team some manners, or things like thank you. As Kakashi sighs once again. And finally the mission was over. In this time, some of the people already knew that you can say that Rookie Nines, that Naruto was the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, so not all of people likes him. Especially Sakura, as her mother told her that to stay away from Naruto as he is a demon. So she knew that Naruto was the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, so she hated him a lot. And she was quite glad that Naruto was not in her team. Now we cut back to the mission as Naruto took this time Zabuza's blade, as Zabuza gave it to Naruto as a thanks, as now Naruto had the blade of Zabuza, the executioner blade itself. And they finally went back to the village, and finally it is time for the Chunin exams. Okay guys, here I will left this part. Hope you guys like it. Please like and subscribe. Even though I was not feeling like to make the next part just yet, but there were a lot of comments, so I decided to make it. So I hope that you guys like it. So please like and subscribe. Peace. Thank you very much.